I take liberty to appreciate the Prime Minister for his concern, pledge towards development, to have a Viksit J&K.
Despite some improvements, the situation in Kashmir remains complex. People are expressing clear desire for elections.
What the Prime Minister has promised, he has delivered, and he will deliver much more. Article 370 has removed one major psychological barrier. Remove that barrier from the minds of the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Everybody is feeling unsafe in Kashmir. There is insecurity still, sir.
Please.
Recently,
No one
a
is feeling
non-Kashmiri
unsafe.
was killed.
No one is feeling unsafe.
Has Article 370 defeated Pakistan's state-sponsored radical Islamist terror? Is Naya Kashmir the final nail in the coffin of Pakistan-backed radical Islamist terror and separatists?
I'm too small a person, but I take liberty to appreciate the Prime Minister for his concern, pledge towards development, to have a Viksit J&K. That's appreciable, and everybody appreciate and express thanks and gratitude. At the same time, I take liberty to express my wish that I want the Prime Minister to be a statesman, a global leader. And to be very honest, in my humble opinion, I believe for that it's necessary to resolve, to redress the genuine political rights of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, which inter alia includes restoration of the statehood, to have an elected government, to have assembly elections. You know, since 10 years...
At least Pakistan से नाता क्या वाली आवाज तो अब बंद हो गई जम्मू कश्मीर में, ये तो अच्छी बात है. Salman Nizami, has Prime Minister Narendra Modi changed the narrative on Jammu and Kashmir from... Sir, ये election rally नहीं है sir, election rally नहीं है, आपको facts पे बात करने के लिए बुलाया था, आपको IIT मिला, IIM मिला, AIMS मिला, और आप यहाँ प्रवचन दे रहे हो. But anyway,
just listen, I have every right to express my feelings.
Yes.
My viewpoint. Please give me half a minute. This is not fair.
Sir, I'll give you more than half a minute. I'll give you more than half a minute, but not for grandstanding. Salman Nizami, has Prime Minister Narendra Modi changed the narrative on Kashmir from terror to development?
Well, there has been a change in security dynamics with a decrease in incidents of stone pelting. But despite BJP's claim that after revocation of Article 370, militancy will end, it has not been completely eliminated. There are still reports of terror attacks and selective killings in Kashmir. Last week, Amritpal Singh from Amritsar was killed in Srinagar. So despite some improvements, the situation in Kashmir remains complex. On the second hand, IIT in Jammu, AIMS in Jammu, well, the credit goes to Ghulam Nabi Azad Sahab also, because it was Ghulam Nabi Azad who played a crucial role in bringing these projects to the attention of the Prime Minister. And third, on ground, people are expressing a clear desire for elections and local governance with their own representatives. The current setup with an LG from outside, officer from outside.
Sir, what is outside?
It is not meeting
India is one
needs.
country. What is outside? You have governors in different states from different parts of the country. What is outside?
They want their own people in charge who
So
understand
somebody
their issues.
from the rest of India is not their own people. You want somebody from Islamabad? Is that your own people? I seriously want to know.
It's not about they.
No, I
they
seriously
are part
want to
of
know.
This country. We are part of this country.
Good.
We are part
so
of
somebody
this
who's not from
country.
who's from
We
some
do
other
have
part of the
the
country
right.
is as much yours.
We do have the
is
right.
as much yours.
We do have the right to choose our representative.
Sir,
we do have the right.
Let me take this to
Lieutenant
General Syed Ata Hasnain. Let me take this to Lieutenant General Syed Ata Hasnain. General Hasnain, terrorists were burning down schools. Terrorists wanted this entire brigade of stone pelters and they had them for decades. Terrorists were abducting the Union Home Minister's daughter and terrorists were being released. Air Force officers were being killed. Now there are 50-degree colleges. There are IITs and IIMs and AIMS. Does that speak of action on ground for a Naya Kashmir? And what do you make of the reaction that comes from our friends from Kashmir?
See, Gaurav, there's no doubt about it. This is still work in progress. What the Prime Minister has promised, he has delivered, and he will deliver much more. We are looking at Viksit Bharat. We are looking at Viksit Kashmir, which is looking at 2047. So there's a long way to go, and there's been a tremendous beginning, no doubt. From the time when Article 370 was removed, 5th of August 2019, unfortunately 2 years of pandemic in the middle, we would have probably seen much more achieved till now. But having said that, there is nothing which is absolutist. You can't expect that in 5 years, absolute peace all over. There is no absolute peace in any part of India, or for that matter, any part of the world. So there will be always differences of opinion. There will be things, and we are a democracy where lots and lots of such problems will continue. So I would say at the end of it, this is great work in progress. Article 370 has removed one major psychological barrier. Remove that barrier from the minds of the people of Jammu and Kashmir, who believe that there is no such thing as separatism and there's no such thing as terrorism to support separatism, but to achieve their aims. The aims will only be achieved through the mission which has been set out by the Prime Minister: more aims, more IIMs, more railways, more development, and that is the way forward.
Irfan Lone admitted Article 370 narrative peddlers were only looking at lining their own pockets, their own parivarwad development, as the Prime Minister puts it. The abrogation or the defanging of Article 370, sir, it's paved the way for a new order in Jammu and Kashmir.
See, I was expecting the Prime Minister to make a statement, to express his desire for restoration of the statehood, for holding the election, though that is within the domain of the Election Commission. But there's no bar if Prime Minister express his wish, his desire that let there be a elected government at the earliest. That is something which is one of the essential feature of the democracy.
Sir, Panchayati Raj to aap jante hain, but you're not talking about it. Fair enough. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. If grassroots are being given power, you don't want that. Fine, fair enough.
There used to be incidents of violence. I'm for peace. We want peace. But Mr. Garo Sawat ji, you must be alive of the fact that in recent past, months ago, we have seen martyrdom of a DYSP. We have seen an inspector being killed. Some days ago, 2 Sikhs were killed. We have seen in Rajouri Buffalo's incident where so many civilians were killed. So,
sir, I have seen military convoys attacked. I've reported on ground when the Badami Bagh cantonment was being attacked. I have seen tourists being killed. I have seen Amarnath Yatra targeted. Sir, don't worry, I've seen a lot in the past 30 years.
Let's get real.
I am sorry, I did not use the word normal. I am sorry. I just said Article 370, the moment it was defanged, an ecosystem was decimated, but you continue to defend an ecosystem. Fair enough. General Hasnain, stone pelting and terror, they both exist. Is the mindset changing, or it's a mindset that was encouraged for 70 years. That mindset will take more than 5 years to change.
There's no doubt about it. 5 years is a very short period, and Jammu and Kashmir has been through 30 years of strife, which means almost 2 generations have gone past. The same generations which have seen only violence on the streets have only seen the AK-47 in their neighborhoods. So it's going to take some time for all this to change. There's no doubt about it. As far as stone throwing is concerned, other aspects of violence are concerned, remember the one major achievement that the government has been able to do is to ensure that the networks which support this have been neutralized to a very great extent, particularly the financial networks, to a great extent some of the drug networks, although drug networks are existent even today, and lots of overground worker networks. These are the pure aspects of security which the government has been able to achieve. And as far as democracy is concerned, let me point out to my fellow panelists, democracy is because we don't have democracy at the moment, that there's been such a fast pace of development virtually, and because ultimately the answer is the introduction of democracy. It will come. It always has to happen. But to make sure that you create the right conditions for democracy, it's not just that democracy can be given on a platter like that. It has to be the right conditions have to be created for it. And very soon, inshallah, you shall see that Jammu and Kashmir will have its own government and a chief minister who has been elected.
Fair enough.
I humbly disagree with you. the federalism is brazenly violated, which is a brazen violation of the constitution. How can be a state be reduced to a UT?
You will
How
agree,
can,
sir. You will agree.
Sir, you went to Supreme Court. That issue has been addressed, but General Hasnain is responding.
It was an abnormal situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Anywhere in the world where you find abnormal conditions existing, you will find one of the major things which will happen is the removal of democracy.
But sir, you are claiming that things have comparatively normalized what was in past. So if the things have normalized, then they should hold election. They should.
Sir, a Union Home Minister's daughter was abducted. Sir, Indian Air Force personnel were being shot dead on the streets of Srinagar. Have a heart if you think the situation is still the same. But Salman Nizami, that breed, there was a breed that chanted Pakistan se nata kya. And that breed, or at least the next generation, has seen the real face of Pakistan. And perhaps now that Kashmir realizes any relationship with the state sponsor of radical Islamist terror only leads to death and destruction.
Well, I said there has been a change. But development alone is not sufficient. Winning hearts and addressing the sense of alienation among people, it requires efforts to build trust and ensure the concerns. As I say that despite revocation of Article 370, Kashmiri Pandits still feel unsafe in Kashmir.
Sir, आप क्या कर रहे हो उनको लाने के लिए? Where is that Kashmiriyat? What have you done to bring Kashmiri Pandits back? You are a Kashmiri Muslim. Bring them back. Show us Kashmiriyat.
You have to create an atmosphere where the
आतंकवादी को criticize करने में तो डर जाते हो.
Everybody is feeling unsafe in Kashmir. There is insecurity still, sir.
Please.
Recently, a non-Kashmiri was killed.
No one is feeling unsafe.
Sir, कब तक agenda peddle करोगे? कब तक? General Hasnain wants to respond to you.
I have been in and out of Kashmir in the last 1 year itself. And I can tell you, I have been for years in Kashmir. You know it very well. I've never felt safer in Kashmir. Last time I was there, I went without protection also. No security was required. So that narrative of being absolutely unsafe is absolutely...
So you are a retired army general. I'm talking about the common Kashmiris, be it Muslims, be it Sikhs or Kashmiri Pandits.
I come as a common man myself. I'm a retired general, not a general. So I come there as a common man.
Our focus should be treating Kashmiris as our own.
Sir, behave as our own, na sir. Enjoy the growth journey of this country as the rest of the country does. कब तक मुंह फुलाए फूफा की तरह बैठोगे, sir? Enjoy that growth journey. Everybody is enjoying the way
Kashmiri Pandits will return back to Kashmir.
Sir, what efforts are you making as a Kashmiri Muslim to bring back the Kashmiri Hindus? What is your effort? I have heard about Kashmiriyat and Insaniyat all my life. Let me also see it on ground. Let me see you make that effort. Let me see Irfan Lone make that effort.
To ensure the security of all the people, be it Kashmiri Muslims, be it Hindus, be it Sikhs, it is the responsibility of the government.
Create the environment. If you break their temples, how will they come back? But General Hasnain, if their homes are forcibly occupied, how will they come back? Sir, create that environment. You make that effort. But General Hasnain,
every Kashmiri,
General Hasnain, how do you bring? Is this the end? Is this the end of that road, that politics of separatism? How do you read the statements of leaders like Muzaffar Beg and Farooq Abdullah praising Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the development?
Very heartening. Very heartening. I just heard them also. Extremely heartening. This is the message going across the line of control also to people. They stop looking at Kashmiris from that angle. Kashmiris are not separatists. Kashmiris are defeating separatism today.
True.
We need more efforts to defeat that separatism. But this is a work in progress, as I told you. And Nizami Sahib, this does not happen overnight. Ye kaam chalta rahega abhi. So let's not criticize this. Praise people, join these efforts. Saath milkar karo isko.